So, and I went down to courtroom. So, the thing is that just started my fucking journey there. So, but, you know, and then they put a thing in my file that says, on any yard where there's gang activity, watch this guy. That's it. And then they're running guys at me, guys coming up saying, hey man, you're on this yard, we know you're AB, and fucking, you know, I'll be your lieutenant, or I'll be this or that, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then, the thing kept going. So now I got lawyers and investigators coming and seeing me on the Santa Ana case, racketeering case. Now you see, back in 1990 or 91, or actually 92, when they got me on an air piracy fucking investigation that I went back to the shoe on, from the line in Marion from D Unit. I'm on a commissioner, Barry's on a commission, TD's on a commission. TD is in fucking Leavenworth. Me and Barry are the only ones there in D Unit. Okay, Barry pulls me aside and he's putting some jackets on some brothers. He's saying they're no good, they're rats. Okay, where's the evidence? There's no evidence. So I went and told all the fellas, said, this is what he's doing, there's no evidence. No, and anybody gets hurt, anything happens to any brother, everybody involved is going to get fucking whacked. So anyhow, Barry didn't like it, told us, so what? Nobody's above the law. Well, at that time, Kevin Roach had cut into him, and in retrospect, Kevin Roach was a federal planner. Yeah. But he got up underneath Barry, so for the next 7 years, he got all this information from Barry, and then he rolled over on Barry. He was a key witness against everybody in Santa Ana. And his first trial testimony as a government witness, man, like 300 pages of his first transcript is all about me. The commissioner at Marion, I'm the one that fucking brought him in, but I really wasn't. It was Barry. Yeah. And I'm the one that did the burn with him, the secret little ceremonies, the whole fucking trip, right? Well, he is. I mean, he knows Danny Weeks stole money, locked up, and then started telling on everybody. Danny Weeks telling on everybody, but he didn't really have no real in-depth, you know, information on us. It's just rumor and what he'd heard over the years. He doesn't know any inside information. I had all this debriefs and everything. He wasn't even talking about the AB. He was talking about the Southern boys from, you know, the Southern crews, Dixie Mafia and them guys, and fucking Smooth trying to kill a U.S. attorney down in Texas, Al Ross, who's like John Gotti of Montreal, Canada, how he was involved in the killing of an informant on a drug thing down in Florida, and just shit like that. And, you know, that's what he was doing. Okay, so fucking, this whole fucking trip with Barry and them back in D Block in Marion with Kevin Roach, I believe in retrospect Kevin Roach was always a federal plan. I was there, Barry was there. Barry got in the step-down unit a couple times going to C Block at Marion. Then he got fucked up. He got busted with some cyanide coming in once. And some fucking cussing out McElmary, who was the unit manager, and then he became DHO, the designated hearing officer for incident reports and all that. Cuss him out. Anyhow, I was over there, and then I got arrested. I was spinning some laps on the yard with a buddy of mine, Nicky Scarfo, the mob guy, Italian dude out of Philly, good friend of mine. Anyhow, here comes the fucking cops. They tell him, Grashner, well, you come over here, cuff up. I tell him, Nicky, I'll see you later. It don't look good. Well, they throw me in the hole because turns out there was a bunch of knives and shit cut off the bottoms of the flat pieces of the bars on the front of the cells. These are open front cells with bars right in the flat parts. Then there was canvas artboard that you paint on, cut out and put over that, and then acrylic paint was painted over that to cover it up and all that. Kevin Roach got me on that. I'd never seen the paperwork, but he's the one that got me. And I didn't know that until quite a while later. Anyhow, they're trying to put me back in the shoe for that shit. And they quarantined myself for about 6 months there, and there were jackhammers looking for shit. They never found nothing. Well, Mike Clacker, he was one of the fellas. He got arrested. They found him with a piece of hacksaw blade. He was in the step-down unit in C Block. They threw him in a hole. Well, he took the case for me. He says, John didn't do it, I did it, blah, 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 this and that. So during the hearing, McElmary, that was the hearing officer, DHO, he says, Grashner making you do this. He carries a lot of weight out in this line, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Mike said, no, this is my shit. So they had to let me out. I was back in D Block with Barry and Kevin Roach. And then I was there maybe a week or 10 days, and all of a sudden, mysteriously, I got moved to the other side of the block with the rest of the fellows over there, you know, Wayne, Lone Star, Puppet, fucking Big Al, all them guys, all the fellows over there. But that was Kevin Roach. He's getting me out the way so he can cut into Barry, because me and Barry got some static at that time.
Yeah.
Me and Barry got some fucking static because he's in violation. He's trying to put fucking rat jackets on brothers. It's me versus Barry because Barry's in violation. He's putting jackets on people, and he's coming to me, and he's saying, "Hey, bro, they're no good," and he's wanting to whack them. I says, "Okay, where's the evidence?" There's no evidence.
Well,
none. Zip. Nothing.
Shit. What else is new?
And this is on Big Al. This is on Puppet. And the thing, there was like between, I don't remember off the top of my head, but at least 3 to 5 guys that he's putting this on. The common thread that runs through all that is he's had personal beefs with them over drugs, money, or politics and policy, new policies we're doing. That's
what were the new
about.
policies, though?
Huh?
What were the new policies?
Well, we formed a commission, and we got appointments and this and that. And like, for instance, let's say Puppet. Puppet said, "Fuck that, I don't like that. I like the way how we used to be, just a loose affiliation with outlaws. Anybody's in trouble, we all come running, this and that. We look out for each other." Well, now it's being more organized and structured, and he didn't like it. Now, Puppet, it's true, was a little crazy because he had so many fucking electroshock therapy treatments in California, because he was running around stabbing so many motherfuckers back in the days. They used to send him up to a Tascadero.
Oh.
And fucking the other spot up there, the fucking crazy
Vacaville?
spot. Huh?
Vacaville?
Vacaville. Yeah. Giving him electroshock therapy. But he's a good brother.
But he went out. He went nuts, didn't he? Apparently there's some... I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently...
He didn't go nuts. He's just calling it straight up. Motherfuckers ain't doing it what they're supposed to do. Listen, he was in Lompoc with Spanky, Lone Star, Donnie Kennedy, who wasn't a brother, and then another guy that had been put up that was a partner of Chris Gibson's, who ended up being a brother. Him and another guy stabbed up Monster and all. They got put in a tip and all that. But anyhow, fucking Puppet is carrying the shit right. Spanky's on the yard, getting high, getting drunk, acting stupid, and not taking care of fucking brand business. Him and Puppet get into it, so he sends word back to our switchboard out there, back to Marion, to try to get a green light to move on Puppet. Well, we'd already went through that. I went and told all the fellows what Barry was doing. There's no evidence of this, so it's not going to happen. And Barry didn't like, well, so what? You're not above the law. That's all there is to it. Puppet was mad because he wanted a fucking dude moved on. I think it was Cracker, George Harp, who was fucking with Maida Ellington, Puppet's old lady. Maida used to be in CIW and all that. And Puppet was hooked up, and then Maida got out, and I think it was fucking Cracker that told her or something. And Puppet wanted something done. I mean, he was carrying shit right.
We have an obligation, bro, to set the record straight, because there's a lot of weird shit being told on Puppet, that he went out with the punk and he lost his mind and went crazy. That's why they hit him, and a few other things.
No, that ain't what happened. What happened is fucking he's jamming Spanky up, and then there was some racial shit down there with some blacks, and Puppet's getting in their asses and jamming them up, and then he's telling me, saying, "Yeah, I know you motherfuckers like to kill me, but if you do, my brothers are going to kill you, and that's what's keeping you from doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing," and all of that. So Spanky, and then Spanky's a dope fiend. So Clavos are coming in and all this and that, and they're squandering shit. Puppet ain't getting his. He's jamming fucking Spanky. Spanky told me he used an outsider, Donnie Kennedy, to move on Puppet, because he couldn't do it. If he did it, he'd have to do it in the hallway, and he didn't want to get a case. Well, okay, so you're going to use an outsider? You know that's going to get you whacked.
Yeah, that makes
all
sense.
To it. So that's what led to all of them getting in trouble. But what happened was they sent word back to Marion. I was locked up at that time on that air piracy case. And I'm in I unit, and Barry sends word back. Barry does this, sends word back to Lombok, to Spanky. You got the green light. It's a good green to hit Puppet, and he did. That was a bad green light. That was it. That was a bad fucking move.
Wow.
So the thing is that's why they all got in trouble over that shit. The switchboard got a pass because he thought it was a righteous green light from the swamp, from Marion. Banky would have got a pass because he thought it was a righteous green light, but he used an outsider. They called Puppet out to a picnic table to pick up his issue of a plow that came in. He sat down, a dude snuck up behind him, hit him in the head with a steel pipe, and Spanky said hit him again. He hit him again, and they left him. They split, got rid of the fucking steel bar. And then Puppet came back to his walking, and the cops saying, "Hey, McKinney, what's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. You need it." Puppet told him, "Man, fuck you. Man, what happened? You, man, fuck you. Get with me." They took him to an outside hospital. He died 3 days later.
Mm.
That was a bad fucking move.
It was
so
not only that, but there's this. I don't know if you ever heard of this name, As the Key Turns. I gotta get his actual name. He claims to be an ex Marion cop. And he said like TD had black punks and all this other weird shit. And like he's put
who had black punks?
Bingham, bro.
Who?
TD.
TD had black punks?
Yeah, he's putting out all this misinformation. I'll get his name when we talk tomorrow.
But that's bro. That's what they do. That's what they do. Listen. I've seen them. I've seen, like, say, for instance, a brother gets a case. He can get a case. He'd be in the street, say he gets a robbery case or a dope case. He's going to trial. And law enforcement and DAs will slide fabricated paperwork into his discovery shit that will say, like, oh, TD's an informant. He's a confidential informant. And it's not true. But all of a sudden now, you got it in black and white. All the official staff, official letterhead, staff, masked heads on it, DA shit, FBI stuff, Los Angeles Police Department, whatever. Everything looks proper. Got file numbers and everything, and it's saying a motherfucker's an informant working for the cops, and it's all fabrication. And now the dude's going back saying, what the fuck? And he's getting with other brothers saying, check this out. Now it's creating all this controversy and madness to get motherfuckers paranoid, not trust each other, get them moving on each other. That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they do. Listen, this is why. Listen, I put together a sworn declaration. I had all the AB sign it, all the ME sign it in our block that we're all cool because Kevin Roach told them me and Barry Mills are beefing because I'd been busting Barry out for this bullshit. And I told him, finally, I told Barry, I said, listen, man, don't you ever try to give me an order to go kill somebody. If this motherfucker needs to get killed, you get your shit, I'll get mine. We're going to go kill him together. The AB stands for Aryan Brotherhood, not Aryan Barryhood. Don't get this shit fucked up.
Yeah.
So he was mad about things, but I don't give a fuck. You're not my boss. And you don't scare me. You want to play the murder game, don't get this shit twisted. I've always pushed my own steel and pulled my own triggers. I don't need any help. So don't get this shit fucked up. And he didn't like it. So I had everybody sign this shit. We're all good. I sent a copy to Warden Pugh, A.W. Gallegos, SIS Lieutenant Les Smith, SIA Lieutenant Dan Shaw, my unit manager was some Mexican dude. They all came right up on a tier. We're all right there on a tier. This is in the ADX. They said, we got your sworn declaration signed by everything, all that. We get it. We get it. Because I'm trying to get on rec. We're all trying to get on rec together. And he says, but listen, we got reliable, confidential information. You motherfuckers are beefing. You're not getting together. That shit's over. So that was it at that point.
That was weird.
Now, okay, now you motherfuckers want to play. Okay, so now I'm going off on my own little missions. Now, where they fucked up, Conan and Wayne were down in the SHU and B unit, which is the SHU at the ADX. And Conan and Wayne had a conversation on the tier. This is about 9 or 10 months after I'm off on my own little missions. And they're openly talking on the tier, and they should have never did this. They made the statements that John is running counterintelligence operations against corrupt government officials. And he's got a crew doing this shit. And that's what fucking put the government off on a whole different trip. But it don't matter, because the bottom line is, you're going to start targeting us, Listen. If you catch me dealing dope, you said I stabbed somebody. Charge me, take me downtown, whatever. Let's rack a jury. Let's see how this shit pans out. If you convict me, you convict me. If you don't, you don't. But don't start fabricating cases on us, trying to kill us, trying to give us motherfucking death penalty cases and all that. Because if you start targeting us, coming after us, deliberately targeting us, well, you know what? So what the message you're telling me is to put my life down, to put my business down, and all my creative abilities, and turn all my motherfucking focus on your ass, and now come after you. So what happened is they had motherfuckers after the fact, informants with their handlers, saying I'm planting information, encrypted shit, and this and that, and they're putting their fucking handlers on. Their informants are giving it to their handlers, and it's turning out that it's a discoverable fucking information, and it's like information time bombs.
Yeah.
It's blowing cases up. But hey, listen, you started this shit. Don't try to make me the bad guy. And then you start poisoning motherfuckers. That really happened. Let me tell you something. Motherfuckers think motherfuckers get poisoned only in Russia. Hey, you better smell the coffee and wake the fuck up. It happens over here too. And I know I was warned by a staff member, and I had a package that shit dropped in my food tray. That's how I got it out to a federal senator that started the investigations. So the thing is, and I even know one of the motherfucking cops that was involved in this shit at the ADX. So this shit killed Spanky. That's when he ultimately died from liver failure from this shit. So the point is, you always have to be aware that your adversary is going to fucking use misinformation, disinformations, create problems, get people paranoid, do all that. You gotta know where you're at, what you're functioning, what you're doing, and all that, and hold fast and, remain rock steady, man.
Yeah.
Because if you let them get inside your head, they're gonna play you like a trick, and they're gonna fuck your shit up.
Hey,
That's
that
just how it
brings
is.
a question in my mind. They have this footage out there of the first hit on the ADX, they claim, but also another footage of TD at the weight pile. I want to say like in the left-hand corner or some shit from where they're filming, and some blacks and another white. And like, were they putting gladiator fights together? Or were they? What was that all about?
Well, that was a DC black.
Wow.
And what they did is they threw them out there to keep the shit going. And they were already stacked up in the corner with their black guns and everything else, their sword teams, waiting for it to crack off. That's what it was. That's what they were doing. They were perpetuating the race war. This is why I was saying, listen, man, the motherfuckers that got killed, for most of them are black, all of them should file class action lawsuits, man.
They should.
Their family members should.
Yeah.
It's for wrongful deaths. I'm telling you, the Lewisburg shit, the Marion shit, all of it. All of it. And the motherfuckers that went crazy down in them solitary cells, when they know what the effects of that are, when they've got a duty under the law to ensure your well-being and safety and all that, the government does, and they deliberately put you in harm's way, where it's driving motherfuckers crazy and making them kill people and making them kill themselves and everything else, there should be massive motherfucking lawsuits from coast to coast, all races, all genders, everybody on board with this shit. This was deliberate shit to fuck people up, man. So the thing is that none of this shit surprises me. And I function just fine. I don't give a fuck. So the bottom line is, you're going to try to put me on separation, okay? Because don't get me fucked up. You got to remember, I was never a wannabe for the AB. I was never a wannabe for that shit. I always ran my own crews and all that. Did my own shit. The only thing that induced me to get involved with them was that they said they were going to try to start organizing the streets, because that, from a kid coming up, I used to fuck with the Italians, the Cisco mobs, all them.
Money.
These are organized crime crews when I came up, right? So that's my background. So that's the only thing that ever induced me to go with that. So, you're going to put me off on some type of separation? Okay, I can work with that. Don't think I can't function solo. I function just fine. That's why Barry put the name on me in the 70s, called me the Field Marshal. They call me FM the Field Marshal, because I go out and I do what the fuck I do. And TD called me Consigliere, the motherfucking counselor. So I'm going to do what the fuck I do, and I do what I know to be right. That's all there is to it. You're fucking like a commissioner, a national commissioner, it's all motherfucking, roses and funds. No, it ain't. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Believe that.
Gotta
trying to
do everyone's
motherfucking
problem.
manage shit like that. Hey, listen, man, I had to put together all the banking shit, all the percentage shit, the encryption shit. When I got out of the shoe in '99 to the main line out there, Barry and TD, and we're all locked up together. And I had to put together all the encryption shit and all that. They didn't have none of that going. You know, it's like they're slipping, man. They're sleeping. They're asleep at the fucking wheel.
You have 1 minute left.
And when I run into TD, I was talking to him through his window. He was on the bottom floor. Like he's telling me, he said, "Look, bro, I ain't got nothing but love for you." But they knew me and Barry had a beef. Barry had his little ego involved because he was out of line. I don't give a fuck who you are. You ain't my boss. You ain't no godfather.